Hi, we're totally live, and I had a big technical difficulty here a little while ago. So let me see if I can help some people, the people who are in my other live right now, get into this one. What a mess. Okay. Oh, all right. So we are going to just start, and hopefully, you guys who are waiting in the other live stream, you'll be able to find your way here. So, okay, well, welcome again. We're live and the joys of live streaming. Today, we're going to plan out some end of year goals together. We're going to do three things. We are going to decide what our plans are, our goals are, our projects are for the end of November and December. We're going to take 2 or 3 goals and do a little brainstorming sesh to decide on the big steps for each goal. And we're going to make that list of easy action steps, everybody likes to call them, to get yourself up that ladder, get the project done and out of the way. So your January is just good to go. Okay, so the goal for today is to get your goals out of here, get them from here, pointing to my brain if anybody's just using the audio, and to be able to get them into here, your planner. Okay, so when we're done, I'll be hanging out in the comments and answering any questions. So if you're watching the replay or if you jumped in late, and again, I'm so sorry if you weren't able to get into the other live. Sometimes these things just happen. But just pop any questions that you have in the comments, and we'll work it out together. I'll be hanging out after the live, answering any questions that you have. If I can't get to them right now. Okay, so here's what you need. You need 3 or 4 pieces of paper, blank or lined. Make them a nice size. Don't make them the little like Post-its or Hello Kitty notepad. Those things just get lost, right? And you just need a pencil, and that's it. I'm going to be using a colored marker so that you'll be able to see what I'm writing, right? But if you use one or use a pen and you start crossing things out and like making little arrows here and there, it just gets messy. And messy is one of those things that I just don't like, don't like doing. Okay. So just really quickly to start, what is the difference between regular goals that we have just, throughout the year and end of year goals that you have that we're focusing on today? And the end of the year really is a chance for us to sort of clean house to get ready for January, right? That magical January 1st number. And, as much as I want to say, we don't need January 1st to start acting right, that's not really the way it is, right? My mind always gravitates toward that mindset every year, right? I always make that mistake every year of waiting until January to start my goals. So you know what? I'm not going to fight it this year. We're just going to live with it, and we're going to just go with it this year. And when January comes, what I don't want is I don't want to be bogged down still with the things that I wanted to get done in the year before, right? This year that's coming. I want to start fresh like everybody does. In when January comes, I don't want to be stepping over all the things that I thought I was going to get done and didn't, right? Because then I'll start making excuses. Oh, I can't exercise regularly. I still didn't, empty the closet. I didn't declutter the pantry. I didn't, set my budget up for this year or whatever, right? And then you don't get to the things that you really want to get to, right? So end of year goals are goals that we can put in place now, November, December. They're the things that have been eating at us, have been clawing at the back of our heads. Get some shortcuts in place now to smooth those over. So January, February, March, it's a lot easier for us to continue to just improve moving forward, right? So we're not starting from square one in January. We're already have some momentum going. Okay, now one thing that I want to say before we start, it's the one thing that's going to really make or break this process for you is how specific can you get about what you want your life to look like or that life category to look like when the goal is achieved. If you can, whether or not your goal is to, eat healthier or exercise more or read more or declutter your closet or build a new wardrobe or start a new business, whatever it is, you have to be able to see when you close your eyes, what does that look like and feel like? That's going to help you think of the most steps and the more specific steps that will get you to where your end game is, to where you want to be, to what that transformation is, right? It's going to be easier to come up with the steps to get there. Okay. And by the way, if you have any goals that you want to work through today that you're having trouble breaking them down, just leave a comment and I'll get to as many as I can right now during the live. And if I can't get to them, I will hang out in the comments, like I said before, and I'll answer every question. We'll work it out together. Okay. So paper and pencils out. Let's just do this, right? Okay, so step one, you're taking your piece of paper, you're taking your pencil, okay, and we're just going to hold it the long way. We're going to draw a circle in the middle, just like that. And in the center of the circle, we're going to write November. Easy, right? Just like that. Okay, I hope you can see. And now we're going to draw a line out from the circle, one line for every broad life category that you are thinking of making a change with, okay, this November. Okay, maybe one category is a big category that always comes up in November is health, right? So we're going to make a nice big box so we'll be able to jot down our ideas in, and we're going to write health on top. Okay, another one that always comes up at the end of the year is money, right? Your budget, your savings, your emergency savings, your how much you spent for the holidays and stuff, right? So money. Another one that that usually comes up is the home, like decluttering or donating, things like that. So we'll write home on there. There you go. And then another one, self-care, spirituality also is something that you start thinking about in the holidays once they start getting crazy, right? So we'll write self-care and make a box for that. Okay, so now we have an idea of what the categories in our life or what we want to focus on. Okay, so whatever they are for you, just make up, if you have had something in your head that's been clawing at you, make a box for it. Okay, and we'll try and work through it. Okay, so now for step two, we're going to fill in these boxes with a little more specific goals for inside each category that we want to get to each month. Okay, now don't fill up each box with 6 things each. Okay, you're not going to get to it. It's not realistic. Okay, you can if you want to. You can just jot down the ideas, but just know that some of them are going to be moving to December, and that's okay. Okay, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. Okay, so let's get into it. When you fill in your boxes, okay, you want to ask yourself, what are the things that are nagging you most about your health right now, your money right now, your home right now, or your me time right now? Okay, what's nagging at you? What are you avoiding? What is constantly sort of clawing, or the ideas are sort of like moving around in the back of your head, like I really need to start this or that. What keeps coming up each day that you're like, I'll get to it later? Those are what we want to go in here for November and December. Okay, we want January to start as clean and as smooth as possible. Okay. So what are some examples of some projects that sometimes come up as not done at the end of the year? Health goals. How about, did you schedule your physical this year? I know I didn't. I did not get my physical this year. I purposefully put it off. right? How about a consistent exercise schedule? These are the things that you're just jotting down in the box to help you visualize and help you sort of sort out your ideas that you have for the next 2 months. Consistent exercise schedule. Even though I wrote in marker, my handwriting is so atrocious that you probably can't even understand it anyway. How about eating more vegetables? Right, that's one thing that is on my list. And also one big thing that's on my list is less takeout. I am just we have become a family of takeout 4 or 5 times a week. And I gotta tell you, it's my fault, right? I open the fridge and I'm like, "Oh, there's nothing in there," and I just grab the phone, right? Or you don't wanna keep doing that all the time. Money goals. Um, Starting or reviewing your budget, right? We're gonna write budget. Making a plan for your holiday spending that you're gonna be doing next month, right? Holiday. You can even call it holiday budget, holiday plan. Those two things are the things that I see coming up the most. Some relaxation, me time goals, reading more often, learning something new if you want to learn how to sew or knit, or you have a book in your head that you want to write, paint, anything like that. Journaling is usually a big one that comes up. What did I say? Meditating, reading, and learn something new. Okay. Some home goals. Having a consistent cleaning schedule would be great, right? What a nice shortcut that would be. Consistent cleaning schedule. So you don't have to always try and remember what you cleaned and when. Um, and decluttering, right? That decluttering and organization are probably the two biggest New Year goals that there are. Okay, so now that we have, hoping that I can keep this up for you here. Okay, while you're filling yours in, and obviously I'm just jotting things down here, but I want to show you what mine looked like in October. I keep it here so that it's always in my line of sight. And that's something that you should do too. Yours is obviously going to be much neater than that chicken scratch that I just put together. This is my pre-made goal vision board worksheets. There's one for each month, and it's just easier for me to have a template here. And there are some broad life categories that are already like filled in there, so that it's an easy prompt for me to, every time I pull this out, and it's usually like once or twice a month, I'm just reminded that there are certain big life categories that I do need to spend some time and give some attention to. And it just helps me, think of things that I want to do with that part of my life. Otherwise, days get busy, and you sometimes put some stuff off, on the wayside. But in my goal vision board planner sheets, there's a sheet for each month. I'm going to show you. This is December and this is November. They're super cute, right? There's 12 months included, and there's a whole bunch of there's like 18 pages in total or something like that. They're in my Etsy shop, and I made you a 50% off coupon. Use the coupon coupon code YouTube, all caps, for 50% off the whole Etsy store. And whole Etsy shop, and I will link to it in the comments for you. Okay, so it's with 50% off, it's like $4.50 for the whole planner. Okay, so now something important. Look at how many things I wrote for each category. 1, 2, right? I did not fill it in as much as I possibly could. Okay, that's just not realistic. you got to keep it, especially in November and December, you keep it at the things that are nagging you the most. Okay, because the sooner those things are lifted off your shoulders, the smoother January is going to be. And you can add this and that a little bit more to your plate. Okay, so now on to step 3. Okay, you have your big life categories. You have some goals that you want to get to in those categories. We're going to take our paper and we're going to fold it in half. Okay, we're saving some paper today. Fold it in half once, and then we're going to fold it in half again. Just like that. Open it back up. Flip it over. And now you have 4 sections to use for brainstorming. Okay, you have 4 little sections on the back of your paper. So we're going to just take any 4 of the things that, I'm just checking the comments. We're taking any 4 of the, oops, I lost you for a second. Any 4 of the things that you wrote inside your boxes, and we're going to just brainstorm a few of the steps that we would need to take in order to get there, in order to get to less takeout, in order to get to what's my holiday budget this year, right? So that we can actually make those things happen. So we're not making a to-do list yet. And here's why. I made this mistake so many times. There's usually an order that these steps need to go in, right? Like I was talking about the ladder earlier, right? Like, for example, exercise more. Before you can do that, you have to decide what videos you're going to watch. Before you can do that, you have to make sure you have the right equipment. And if you start just writing your list, little things are going to pop up in your head, and you're going to be writing in between the things that you were writing already. And it just gets very messy and cluttered and flustered. And you end up throwing the paper away and trying to rewrite it. And it just takes so much time, right? So we just want to, this will be messy. And then your to-do list will be nice and neat. Okay. So, let's just pick one. Okay, let's pick, let's see. Honestly, I want to pick less takeout because that's like my biggest problem right now that I'm having is that we're eating takeout way too often. Less takeout. So now that I have my goal that I want to get to, right? I want to get to, we don't eat takeout so much every week, or we eat takeout once a week instead of 3 or 4 times a week. What do I need to do to get there, right? Those are my questions. Well, I'm going to ask myself, why do I keep ordering in? What's my excuse, right? My excuse is usually when it comes up, there's nothing in the fridge, right? So how do I take care of that? More food in the fridge. More food, right? And then when I have food in the fridge, another excuse that I make is, oh, I'm so tired. It's going to take too long to make. Oh, why don't we just order it, right? So to fix that problem, I would need to make the whole cooking process easier, right? Easier to cook, okay? How do I make it easier for me to cook? What are some of the things that annoy me the most about cooking is that it takes so long, all the chopping and all the chopping and the slicing and the marinating and all of that, and having to stand in a kitchen for an hour. That's annoying, right? So something that I can do that will take care of that is maybe I can plan out my meals ahead of time, right? I can do some meal planning. Right, so I have the center circle, right, wheel, and then I have some spokes coming out, and then I have this spoke, which has another little spoke coming out. So now I'm getting a little more specific about what steps I can take to get to here, right? There's a little path starting now. Okay, so meal planning. What do I need if I'm going to plan out my meals? I need some recipes, right? So I need to get some recipes, right? And I need time to do things at another time, but prep, right? Like meal prep. I need to prep the ingredients. Prep ingredients, right? So I need to pick a day to do that, like a day out of the week. What's the easiest day that I can think of that would make it easiest for me to get to prepping the ingredients? So pick a day, right? And how do I get the ingredients? I need to make a grocery list, right? So after I get the recipes, I can make a grocery list. Okay, and we can go on and on, right? But I'm just trying to show you what the method is here for just trying to get out some of the, what is actually blocking me from ordering less takeout, and how do I solve those problems in an easy way? So so once we have that down, we can move on, right? Ordering less. I need some more food. I need to make it easier to cook. Easier to cook, that means I can plan out my meals ahead of time so that it's easier, and I can prep the ingredients. I can do the slicing and the chopping and stuff ahead of time. That way, when dinner time comes around, I'm not standing there for an hour. I open the fridge and all the stuff is there already, and I don't have to open it and go, oh God, now I have to do all the stuff that I really don't feel like doing right now because it's so late and it's so dark out because it's December, and all the things that sort of bring me down, right? So let's just get rid of all of those. Okay, so I have a pretty good plan here. So let's just do another one. Let's just do, we can do budget, and I'll breeze through that one. Okay, holiday budget. So what does a budget consist of, right? How much you need to spend, right? So we need to know how much are these holidays going to cost, right? Where do we get those numbers from? We get them from our gift list, right? We need a gift list. We need to know what we're going to buy to know how much it's going to cost, right? We need to know what our menu is going to be, right? Because we're cooking. Even if we're cooking for just 4 or 5, even if it's just our immediate family this year, we still want to know how much it's going to be, right? You still want to break out the turkey and the lasagna and all of that, right? Still keep the traditions, even though it's not going to be for 50 people menu. And also, are you buying any decorations this year? Right? We get a tree every year, and every year for some reason the price always goes up. The price goes up and the tree gets crappier for some reason. But I wonder why that is. I should find out. So decorations and tree, right? And then knowing how much it is, you're also going to want to know where's the money coming from, how we're going to pay for it. Is it going to be cash? Do we have the money already? Is it going to be credit card? Not judging, just want to know, right? You just want to know so that when January comes, you're not crying about the credit card bill. If you already know that that's what you're going to use to spend it on, that's okay, right? How about, do you have any credit cards that have any rewards points that you haven't been using? Let's check out your credit card reward programs. There's a chance that you could get a whole bunch of gift cards and knock these in half, knock your gift list right in half. Let your friends and family buy what they want and you don't have to pay for it, right? What else? And then, at the end of the year, you do want to try and get a handle on what you've been spending over the year, right? So maybe a budget in general. Right? Like a home budget, regular home budget. So how do you figure out your home budget? If you've been following me, you know that I have some budget printables that are very helpful with this. But one thing that I love, if you want to just jump right into it, Mint, the Mint app, or Personal Capital, right? You're going to want to, or I'm going to want to theoretically download that. I'm going to know how much I spend normally. Right, so that I have an idea of just have an idea, right? Just review your budget and see, just to see, right? What about, are there any unpaid bills that are sort of like roaming arounds that you're paying off little by little that you'd like to get to faster. That could be a goal that you have for the rest of the year, unpaid bills. Okay, and where's that money going to come from? How about do you have any coin jars that need rolling? That's also an excellent place to find gift money. The last time my family, it was a jar that was maybe this thick and maybe this high, and there was $127 in there, right? So, and that's 5 gifts right there, right? Just out of nowhere. So you might want to think about grabbing all the coins out of your house and rolling them up and bringing them to the bank. So now we have kind of a list of steps that we can take for to get our holiday budgets in order. Okay, so if this is getting too messy for you, you can just make a list, just jot it down and make a list. I find that this is easier for me because I'm able to see where the big steps are in my goal, and I'm able to see what the little tasks are that need to get done. This is just more visually, I'm able to group the things together that need to get grouped together. But feel free to just jot down whatever you can think of, and then you can put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, put them in order later. Okay. So this is step 3. Step 4. Now we're going to take our little mini maps, mini maps. Masks are on everybody's mind, aren't they? And we are going to turn this into a list of tasks that you can pull from to get this goal under control. Okay, so I'm just going to use I'm just going to use a blank piece of paper. Okay, so I'll just use a regular blank piece of paper. And the goal planner that I have, which I just realized I don't have, is printed out right now. But I do have one that I filled out. So the list of tasks on this is when you, sorry, I'll start over. This is this piece of paper is part of the goal planner minds mapping worksheets that are on Etsy, but this is for after, when you think about all of the things that you got together and you did and you checked off, and you're able to just see like what worked and what didn't. But the task list it looks pretty much like that. So we're going to write the big goal on top. So if the big goal is holiday budget, we'll write holiday budget. On top, just like that. Okay. And we're going to make some columns and some rows. Okay. We're going to have the big steps, which come from the first spokes that you made out of your wheel, right? Those big ideas like, I have to do this. Oh, in order to do this, I have to do this, this, and this. So that first spoke is going to be one of the big steps, okay? So I'm gonna make a nice line to the middle, and then we're going to, the next column is gonna be your tasks. And then we're gonna leave a nice big space here so that you can write as much as you want and as much detail as you want. And then the next row, my favorite row, is who's going to do it? Delegate or me. If you can get somebody else to do any of the things on this list, it will help you out tremendously. So you have a partner, you have a spouse, you have kids, older kids, younger kids, love to sort coins, a neighbor that owes you a favor, a sister or brother, somebody who's begging to help you with something. Call it in, okay? Call in the favor, and maybe they have a bunch of recipes that they love that they can, if it's if we're working on the takeout big goal. Maybe you can ask 6 family members each for a recipe so you don't have to go looking for it. Like, how easy is that? And then you have your grocery list right there, cut and pasted. And then the next column, I don't even know if I'm holding this up high enough, sorry. Date due. You want to give yourself a deadline. Otherwise, it's going to stay on this list, right? You don't want that. You want it checked off. I'm going to bring the line all the way down. And then your last row is a check mark. It's a lot neater on my goal planner. I just, for some reason, I don't know why I didn't print it out for you to see. But you can check it out at my Etsy shop. There's pictures of everything on there. So this column is going to be, when you're done, you check it off, okay? So what's the first big step in your holiday budget, right? You want to know, how much is it going to cost, right? So your first big step, number one, how much, right? It's going to be nice and big. And I'm just pulling from the mind map that we did, right? So we're going to need to know, so our first task is probably going to be make a gift list, right? Make gift list. Can you delegate that to anybody? I know that if I ask my husband, he can probably think of a bunch of awesome gifts for his side of the family. And then I can do my side, and then the kids can take care of writing their list of things that they want. So this can be a family task, right? Date due. So if you are planning on mailing your gifts this year, keep that in mind, that you're going to need a lot of extra time to ship things, or the stores are going to need a lot of extra time this year to ship things. So Hanukkah starts December 10th, and obviously Christmas starts December 25th. So keep those things in mind. I'd love to get this out of my way like as soon as possible. So today is the 16th. I'm just looking at the calendar here. Let's get that done by Thursday. Let's get that done by the 19th. So 11/19. Okay, and we'll leave a box there for that. And next is what's our menu going to be? Pick out menu. My husband is the holiday cooker in the family, so he's going to take care of that. And we can also get that done, yeah, by the 19th. We can even make it the 20th because we're so far out. It's still like 2 weeks. Well, it's, yeah, from today, it's almost 2 weeks, a week and like 5 days until Thanksgiving. So we have plenty of time for that. What else? And decorations, right? Do an inventory of the decorations. What decorations do we need? Decide on decorations. That's probably going to be me. And I can get to that probably on the 21st, on Saturday. Right? I can get into the basement and do that. Yeah, I think that's all we need to know for how much money we need, right? So now the next big step is figuring out how we're going to pay. Where's the money coming from? Where's the money? So that first step, we want to know how much cash we have on hand for spending. Or if you are very, very, very disciplined with your credit cards, it would be great to use your credit cards for these types of purchases, because you can get, depending on the credit card, you can get rewards points for it, right? So decide cash or credit card. That's me. I have, I'm in the most control of those, like bank statements and credit card statements. That's going to be me. And we're going to take care of that like on the 22nd, like the very next day after we decide how much money we're going to need. And then I'm going to check all of our rewards, all of our credit cards for rewards program points. Check credit cards for rewards. And that's also going to be me because I'm the only one with the password information. Are you like that too? You have one person in your house that just knows all the passwords, and if anything were to happen to you, like the whole entire house would just blow up. And I can do that on the same day, 22, and the little checkbox there. Then I definitely want the kids to search for quarters, to search for coins. So kids collect coins from around the house. That's going to be the kids. And that's going to be on a weekend. I don't ever like giving them extra stuff to do on weekdays because they're actually, this is going to be the 21st. See, I already, if I was writing in pencil, I would, bring it down. I never ever like giving them extra stuff to do on the weekdays because they just have a ton of homework. And then sort coins takes days if you have a lot of them. So we'll make this 1123, right? And then rolling them. This is like a 2-week project. I'm serious. It takes forever. Kids will do that like the 27th. Make a space, a separate space in your house, like a corner in your dining room or something like that, the room that nobody goes in, and just leave all the coins there because it will take forever. I'm serious. And then go to the bank. Deposit those guys, that's me, in a checking account, savings account, whatever, so that we can use them for our gifts. So we're going to do the 11/20 Sunday. They're closed. 28. Right, the bank is closed on Sunday. See, thinking, right? I want to make it work, right? I don't want to start just writing random things on here and then I'll get to it when I get to it. Okay, so so now you have with these steps, or me, I have with these steps, I've set myself up so that when it comes time to start paying for things, I have my plan in place, right? And it's going to come more sooner than later. So that's why I made all the days this week, next week. So I know how much we're going to be spending. I know where the money's going to be coming from. And I should probably also make a plan for where I'm going to be shopping and when I'm going to be shopping, stuff like that. I should make I would also add to this list to sign up for emails from the stores that I'm going to be ordering from, because sometimes they have coupons, free shipping, or they have their Black Friday sales, but not on Black Friday this year, right? Everybody's got all these month-long sales and you don't want to miss them, right? You want to bring down that how much, right? You want to bring down how much you're gonna be spending. So that's probably another big step that I would make. I would decide on the stores. I would sign up to their email lists, and I would also find out when they're shipping, their last shipping date to get the toys or whatever we're buying, to get the gifts to the people before Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. So now, sorry, I'm all over the place. So these are now more or less in chronological order. And that's really important because you have this big goal and you're just going to go down the line. Check, 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 check. And then when you get to the last one, this is done. It's over. You are prepared. You're handled. This goal is complete. And let me tell you, it's an amazing feeling to just crumple this piece of paper up and throw it in the garbage when you're all done, Now when you can work off of this. If you don't have a planner, you can just check these off. But I really like to put these tasks into my planner. And the reason why is because my planner is something that I see every single day. This piece of paper is something that can sometimes just like I'll put it in on a pile and then I'll put something else on top of it and then I'll sort of forget about it, and we don't want that. So I like to take these things off the list and put them in my planner. Now, when I do that, what I want to make it as easy for myself to get these things done, right? I want the tasks that I put in my planner to be super, super easy, like 5 minutes or less. So when I'm putting them in there, I think, how easy can I make this for myself, right? If I was making a chart for my kid or my sibling or my best friend, and I know that they want more than anything to just stop ordering takeout so much, right? How easy could I make it for them to do these tasks? If I was in charge of, filling out their planner, how many things could I give to other people in their house to take some weight off their shoulders? Just keep that in the back of your head. Sometimes it's a lot easier to make things easy for someone else than it is to try to make it easy for yourself, right? We're always sort of holding on to everything that needs to be done. We have a lot of balls in the air, and it's not easy for us to relinquish control like that. But if we were thinking about it in terms of somebody else who we love and who we want to succeed, then it might be easier for us to break these lists down even more. Like, say this was the less takeout, and I had a task of get 6 recipes, right? When I put that in my planner, I'm not going to put a 30-minute block of finding 6 recipes, right? What if I could instead, just make it a 5-minute thing, like just break it down, block off 5 minutes to find an easy recipe once a day for the next 6 days, or give that to somebody else, while you're on the toilet. Like, instead of scrolling Instagram, you can scroll all recipes, or you can scroll Yumly and just email yourself a recipe, like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be all in one day, right? Whether it's today that you get the recipes or 6 days from now that you get the recipes, you were going to order takeout 3 or 4 times anyway, right? So it's okay to stretch it out a little bit, and just try and make it as easy as possible for you to get these things done. Remember, we have 46 more days until December 31st, so we do have the time to stretch out our goals and even make them like 5-minute at a time things. And you're going to get a big chunk of progress out of that. Okay, so to recap, and you can do this for December too. Step 1 is to write down your month right in the middle of a piece of paper, and your big life categories. What has been nagging you? Has it been your health? Has it been the house? Has it been your money situation? Step 2 is to jot down right? So here's step 1. You write your month in the middle. Step 2 is to jot down the more specific things about your health or about your money situation that are bugging you and something that you want to get out of your life, right? Just get it off your plate completely. And step 3 is making the mini mind maps, one for each goal, to just get your mind going. How can I make this easier for myself? How can I solve this problem? What is the problem? Where can I go? What can I do to get it over with? Right? And then your step 4 is to list your tasks in order. Delegate as many of them as you possibly can, right? Set a due date for them, set a deadline for them, and check them off, okay? And when you break them up, when you put them in your planner, try and break them up a little bit more. See how much you can stretch them out. So that's just to make it easy for you. And if you can handle a little bit more, then now you know that you can handle a little bit more and you could put a little bit more in each day. Okay. Let's talk about December for a second. Um, as happy and as fun as the holidays are, day to day, it can be a little bit jarring. There's a lot of time off. There's a lot of vacation time. There's a lot more people in your house, even if it's just your immediate family. There's nobody at work or at school. There's more stuff in your house. The decorations are all over the place, and that could be a little bit overwhelming. There is a disruption of your schedule and a disruption of your routine, the routine that you're used to. And that can be difficult to manage. So just know that when you're thinking about what you want December to look like and what things you want to get done and out of the way, remember that there will be a lot of people and a lot of things that are pulling you in different directions. Um, uh, so even if you can just fit in one tiny 5-minute task each day in December, it would be a big step forward, right? Don't overdo it in December because it's already been overdone for you, right? You already have a ton of things that are on your list it's already been piled on. Okay. So you're already busy. so, if you can, for example, starting December 1st or even starting November 16th, if you had a pantry or a cabinet or something that's been bugging you and you know you're going to bring in more food for the holidays, how about having just once a day, just taking out one expired food from your pantry or from your cabinet? Just take out one. And in 10 days, you're going to have a nice chunk of shelf space that you'll be able to store the holiday stuff in, right? Or hide some gifts in, right? It's a win-win, right? And also remember that December is a good time for relaxation goals and self-care goals. It's a great month for that. I would love it if we all decided right now that we were going to, every morning when we're done brushing our teeth and we're still looking in the mirror, just give yourself a compliment. I would love that. Even if you just turned on the water, flushed the toilet, and just whispered it to yourself so nobody else can hear you, because it's a little bit weird and a little bit awkward at first. Just drop it in there, just drop in something like that. Like, you're looking good today. I know you're going to get something done today, right? Just something fun, something light, and something that is an actual compliment. Okay. And it's gonna raise you, even if it just raises you a tiny bit, that every little bit helps, especially in this very hectic and different month that we're having for so many reasons. Okay. And one more big tip before we say goodbye. When you are taking these steps and you come across a day or two where you're like, I do not feel like chopping things today. I'm just not motivated for this. I just don't feel like it. The word motivated, it's a bad word. Okay, just get it out of your vocabulary. You can't decide to be motivated or not motivated. You either are or you aren't. It's something that is not really in your control. Okay, so just don't use it. Okay, I'd much rather use a word like dedication or prioritizing. Okay, and here's why. You can choose to use your time, your money, your brain space for something, right? You can choose to use that. You can choose to say yes to things, and you can choose to say no to other things. It's in your control to make something a priority or not. Just keep that in mind. If you're don't feel like it, remember that you're saying, if you run with that and you go with that, you're saying no to something you want, and you're saying yes to something you don't want, right? Otherwise, why did you make the goal? Right? So I don't want to leave us on anything dark or low, but just remember, think about that. You have a choice, and you have the priorities already in your head. So say yes to them. Try your best to say yes to them more than not. And even just that tiny little inch, that little 1% every single day, by the end of this month, you are going to be happy with what you did. And that is what matters. Okay, so I hope you had some fun, and I hope that you found some ways to incorporate your goals into your day and get some of those nagging habits off of your plate. Like, have a plan to get some of those nagging habits off of your plate and start your new year a little bit smoother. Okay, and definitely check out my goal planner in my Etsy shop. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. Use the coupon code YouTube, all caps, for 50% off the whole shop. Okay, and I'm going to hang out in the comments and after we say goodbye. So if this is a replay, if you're catching the replay, then definitely jump in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll hang out and answer all of them there. Okay, we'll work through everything. Okay, I'm staying to help. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.